Hello everybody, I am back with another tutorial slash design team project video, and I have made a triple pocket piece that I'm going to put into my spring junk journal. And this is like the prototype, and the one that I'm going to make today with you guys will be for my blue journal, which mostly uses the line dot arrow blue junk journal kit pages. So, but before we get started, I want to show you the actual thing that we're going to be making. So this is just a piece of thick paper, and it has 3 side pockets for tags. I haven't made the tags that go into these yet, but I found this tag that has the perfect size. So that's what I'm gonna base my tags on. And you see I have punched out these little things. What are they called? I don't remember. I don't know what the correct term would be for these little cutouts. So you can actually see that it's a pocket. So you can put one tag in, put another tag, and put a, come on. Get in there, a 3rd tag. And then you can take the whole thing, find a page in your journal, and maybe not this one, maybe this one, glue the whole pocket sheet thingy onto your page, and then you have all these little side pockets. And you can obviously also have the opening on this side if you choose to glue it on this side, so you can put the tags in on the other side. And what you can also do is you could also, when you glue it, you can just put the glue on 3 sides and have this be a big pocket for like a gigantic tag or a bookmark or something else. So I thought that was a neat idea. And what I used for these, in case you're interested, I have a little set of 20 Victorian trading cards. They're scans. I'm an Etsy shop and they're all florals. I love these too. Aren't these beautiful? Yeah, so I thought these were great to use because they have a great size, and you can also obviously print them bigger or smaller. These are all in one PDF, and I can put the link in the description just in case you're looking for lovely floral images. Okay, so what I'm gonna use, I had one of the papers came with these different like journaling cards, and it had 2 small ones, but I need 3, so I just cut out this piece from one of the papers. I think it was this paper. I already used some other pieces of it, and thought that could be the middle one. And then I have these tags. These are bigger than what I needed, so I just shrunk them down, like the whole, it's a PDF or an image, I can't remember. But when you print your printer settings, you can scale it down. So I just printed like it's 71%. I don't remember exactly, but I had to play, actually no, 79%. I had to play around with it because one time I printed was too small, the next time was the right size. So I will take 3 of these and then use them in my pockets that I'm going to make now. Okay, so what you need is paper. I am using this it's like textured stationery that I got a while back. You can probably find paper like this at Goodwill or in your stash. You can, I would say, also use big book pages or like the Sears catalog pages if you like. Any paper that's not too thin that or brittle, because you want to be able to sew around it. But I also wouldn't make it too big. I wouldn't use paper that's too thick, not too big. Okay, so what I did here, because at first I didn't know how wide I would have to cut this. All I did, I would just take this whole paper and fold it in half. And then I lined up my little cards. And if you want to sew around it, you want to make sure that you have enough space to actually be able to sew around it. If you just do a straight stitch, you probably need less space than if you do a little zigzag stitch. I adjusted my zigzag size on my machine to be smaller, because otherwise it would be so big and I didn't want that. So then what I did, I would just line these up and glue them down. But before I do this, I want to distress the edges a little bit. And then I'm gonna, once you glue them down, you can cut the excess paper off that you don't need. And then you can just sew it. And that's what makes the pockets. I didn't use any glue except for gluing these onto the paper. And that's it. It's really, really easy to do. And I think you can, this would be great if you want to use up scrapbook paper. Or any stash, any paper you have. And then you can just attach that to a page in your journal. Or you can tuck the whole thing in like a big pocket. But I prefer to glue it down, because then you can just take the tags out and put them back in, rather than having to take the whole thing out. What you can also do is glue this or have a hinge onto another page, and then you can sew the whole thing into your signature. So it's like a page of your signature in your journal. But I think I'm just gonna make the easy version, and I'm just gonna glue it onto a page. Okay. So now, and I don't really mind that this flower is gonna be sideways. Doesn't matter. Okay, so, and what I did with this, I don't know if you can tell, so this has a white background, this has a very light blue greenish background, and this is a blue background. And I feel like if something's white, it feels like lighter and heavier. The darker the color, the heavier it is. So I always put the lightest on the top and then move down to dark. So same with this. I feel like this is the lightest, because this one has a whole bunch of brown on it too. This pretty much is the darkest, but I want the blue to be in the middle. So I'm gonna put the darker of these two on the bottom. But that's just my preference. It's my eyes go like prefer that. Okay, let me see if I have a scrap piece so I can glue these down. Oops. Ah. All right. Okay, remember, you want to leave as much space as possible if you want to stitch around it. So I'm probably gonna do it like this. And my paper has lines. It's like a texture. And so it's actually really easy for me to line this up, because like to make it straight, look straight. Okay, next one. Okay, and make sure I'm not doing this upside down, because it says it has a number on it and words. Oh, where's this glitter coming from? Sorry, I'm just gonna line this up without putting my head in the camera. Okay, that works. And then the last one goes down here, and then I only have to trim up off a little bit. These ones are smaller, so I had to trim off a lot more. I have always like, I love these Victorian trading cards and calling cards, but I have never, like, besides making journaling cards, I'm like, what else can I use them on? So I thought these like are perfect for a journal pocket like that. Obviously you can use originals, but I don't like using originals. I like to keep them and hoard them, and use copies. And you can use copies of the old ones because there's no copyright on them anymore. But you want to be careful with other things you have, because I think they have to be older. You have to Google it. They have to be over a certain, older than a certain year, from a certain year. I think it's 1929 now. I don't remember. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're just making journals for yourself and you're not selling them, it's a different story. But if you want to sell stuff, you make sure that you don't infringe copyright. Okay, so now I have glued those on here, and now I'm going to try to cut it so I have enough space. Let's see how I have to line this up. Okay, line it up there. Line it up there. That should work, hopefully. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Can always use these for something else. And then a little bit on the bottom. Just a little bit. Oops. Perfect. Okay. Nice. And what I think you can also do is you could also, maybe you have a die, or you can use your Cricut, your Cameo, or your ScanNCut, and have 3 windows cut out with your machine, or if you have a die that fits that size, and then you can put acetate in, and then you have like a window. You have 3 window pockets, which would be cool too. Okay, this time, before I sew this, I'm gonna actually put the little punchy things. What are they called? Can someone tell me what you call these? Like the cutout, the punch out? I don't know what it's called. Okay, and then I'm just gonna line this up in the middle of this image, and then punch it out. Pop. And sometimes it's real difficult if English is not your first language and you're trying to explain something and you're just missing the words. All the terminology. Okay. I tried to reprogram something on our remote control truck the other day, and I had no luck because I tried to read the instruction manual on how to, like, on the remote, you can, it's like a little computer and you can program stuff, and I don't even understand the English car terms. Like, I don't know what all this stuff means. And I tried to read the German one, didn't help because I don't speak car or truck, so there's no point in trying to figure that out because I don't understand whether it's English or German. I don't speak that car language, so it doesn't help if you don't know what all these parts and pieces are. Okay, I'm just gonna even though you can not, well, you can see it a little bit, I just want to make sure it looks older than it is. When I first moved to the States, I lived in Alabama, and my English was pretty good, or so I thought. But then in Alabama, I didn't understand a word because of the southern dialect, and people would talk to me. I'm like, was that English? Because I didn't know what they said. And then I started working in retail because I didn't have any references and anything. So I had to start somewhere, work my way up. And sometimes a customer would come in and talk to me, and I'm like, I had no idea what they said. So I would always say, I'm not stupid, I'm German. Because they looked at me like I was stupid. I'm like, no, I just have no idea what you just said. And then I got used to it. My ears got used to it. And then I moved to Maine, and then the Mainers sounded funny to me. Okay, so we got this. And now I am going to go get my sewing machine. And I will sew zip, zip, zip. and then 1 and 2, and then I will be back. Okay, so I'm done sewing, and this is what it looks like. Ta-da! And now I can make tags. I am going to use 3 of these, and I'm going to put them on some kind of thick paper. Let's see. Oh, I got my ton of these word. Oh, oh, op, ok, off, on, 1, and up. Let's use all. Okay, so I should probably be able to fit all 3 of them on here. Oh man, I was gonna print them like a mirror image so I could use this one and pull it out like this. I don't want it to be upside down, so I'm just gonna use this one, and one of those. Bummer. Okay. Oops. Ugh. Well, I got a weird corner on this thing. Oops. Okay. And then I was gonna use, let's just use, yeah, this one. Last night I didn't craft at all. I put a new fabric listing on my Etsy, and that was it. I just didn't feel like going downstairs into my super cold craft room. So what did I do instead? I binge watched Jeopardy. I love Jeopardy. And Netflix has a whole bunch of new old episodes. And I just binge watched them yesterday. I love it. And you can learn so much. Oops. Okay, so these will be our little tags to go in here. Did I cut the wrong one? What? These seem too small now. Oh, you know why? Because I measured them on this one. Oh, okay. It doesn't matter. They're still gonna look nice. So you're gonna have 1 and 2 and 3. And now I have to actually glue them on this thing. Oops. All right. Wow, I did not cut straight at all. Holy cannoli. Cannoli was one of the answers on Jeopardy yesterday. I love when sometimes they have German, like questions about Germany or the German language. So, and surprisingly, people get it right, which is good. Because the German is not an easy language to learn. So I've heard. I try to teach German to some people, and it's really difficult to explain the grammar because some things just don't make sense. You just have to remember them. Okay. I get asked often how difficult it is to learn English, and I think English is one of the easiest languages to learn. And then Spanish. I like Spanish. It's easier than French, at least in my opinion. But yeah, I'm not really a language person. I would love to speak more languages, but I'm kind of too lazy to learn. Plus, if you don't have anyone to speak it to, then what's the point? Okay. I had a coworker for 4 years, and he used to be an exchange student in Germany many moons ago, but he still spoke German. So it was really neat. He was also a web designer like me. And so we could always talk in German, which was nice. Because he wanted to practice his German, and I was excited that someone actually spoke my language. Yeah. When I lived in Alabama, there were so many Germans, and I didn't know that when I initially moved there. But turns out it was like little Germany. There were so many. I was in Huntsville and Madison, and there were so many Germans, which was fun because we started a German club, or German like round table, Stammtisch. But now I'm like, now I'm too Americanized. I don't really. There's a German club here too in Maine, but I don't go there anymore. Actually, there's multiple, but nope. Okay, so let's put some paper on the back, punch some holes. Let's put the paper on the back first. Hey, I still have some of my ledger paper laying around. Do I want to use ledger paper? What else do I have laying around here? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the ledger paper since I've already used it. Yep. Oh, my cats are fighting. Probably because one cat's bored and the other cat doesn't want to play. As usual. I think next week we're finally getting our on-demand generator built into the house. And for that to happen, I first have to move a pile of wood because when we did our firewood, we just threw it down through the basement door from outside, and it's my job to stack it, and I never did it because, hey, it can just sit there, and I mean, what's the point of stacking it if I don't want to? Well, yeah, so now the heater or generator people have to actually use that back door, and now I have to move the wood. So I've been doing a little bit every day. It's quite the workout. I can feel it in my back, and I gotta do some more this weekend and finish it up. And I'm sure some of you wonder, why is it the wife's job to do that? Well, so when we process our firewood, my husband plays with the chainsaw. Well, it's his toy. He cuts the trees, because we get it in tree length, cuts them down to logs, like, I don't know what size. And then we split it, both of us. We have a wood splitter. We split it, and then we stack it, but he does not like stacking wood. Plus, I'm better at it. I have an eye for it. So my wood stacks don't collapse. And so, yeah, I usually enjoy it, but I enjoy it more when it's outside. Then we have a wood shed that we can season our firewood in. But I don't like stacking it in the basement. But that's what I have to do. And if I want help, obviously he's going to help me. But I told him I was going to do it, so now I got to do it. And I usually have my iPad or my phone with me, and I just put Netflix on so I can at least listen to Netflix while I'm stacking wood or putting it into the wheelbarrow and roll it to the other end of the basement and stack it. And he always carries the wood upstairs to our wood stove. So we all have our jobs. And next year it's gonna be the same. But it's so much cheaper if you process your own firewood rather than just buy it cut and seasoned, because yeah, you pay for that. So this is the first year we're actually processing our own firewood, and we enjoy working out in the yard in the fall or in the summer, so that's perfect. Okay, so now we got these covered. Now we gotta punch them. I meant to punch the holes. And then I am going to probably put some hole enforcers. And now I always have to think of Lisa every time we talk about hole enforcers, because she knows how to distress them and I don't. Maybe she will teach me. Almost done. Getting really fast at this. Okie dokie. Oh, forgot the backside. Alrighty. Where's my punch? Number 1. Oh. Number 2. And number 3. Chops. And then I'm gonna do my hole enforcer magic right here real quick. I'm sorry if this is boring for you. 1. It's nice, a little detail, and I'm all about the details. Hey, get out of there. Oops, not you guys. The hole. I mean the ring. Huh? Did it fall out and I didn't see it? I punched 3 already. Oh, yes I did. You probably all saw it and were like, hey, it's right there. Sorry, I didn't hear you. Ugh. 2 more. Okay, here we go. I'll try to hurry. Glue. Let's close this real quick. So if you guys have those Victorian calling cards or trading cards, what do you use them for when you use them for crafting? Do you just make journaling cards, or like do you just decorate your pages with them? Or do you have any other ideas to use them for? Because I'm always looking for new thing. Did I use the wrong? Oh, yeah, I used the wrong hole punch. Ah! I was supposed to use this one. Oh. Here we go. Problem solved. Oops. Ow. Yeah, I'm always looking for new ways to use up my stuff. So, and I don't want to always use this, do the same things, same journaling cards, same pockets. I want to make new things. And as we all have learned from Donna's and my challenge, you can make journals from postcards. So maybe you can do something with those Victorian calling cards too. I guess you could copy them and make it bigger, like a postcard. Huh, I don't even have to do anything. The glue's coming out on its own. What a service. Thank you, glue bottle. See, I'm trying to be positive rather than complaining that my glue's being annoying. I'm trying to have a more positive mindset because I've been struggling lately with positivity. So now if you have too much glue on one, you can just put another one on there and then take the glue off of it. Yeah. Some days are easier than others to be positive. Some days are harder, but I'm trying real hard, so that's why I'm trying to be happy that my glue's coming out on its own. Okay, so now we can wipe this off. Yes. Ugh. Get the air out from under the glue. Close this. Oopsie. Ah! Sorry, I'm making... Oh my gosh. What is going on, glue? Ugh. Sorry guys, I have to clean this real quick before it gets even messier. Well, I didn't really do a good job. You need to be cleaned. Don't I have a wipe thingy? Okay, never mind. So here we got our little tags. And you can obviously embellish them if you prefer. Although if you put a lot of embellishments on them, it might be really difficult to get them into the pocket. So I'm probably not gonna embellish them too much. But now we have, oops, oh, come on, number 2 and number 3. Ta-da! I trim off the little thread here. And then obviously you can put some twine or some seam binding or lace or ribbon or anything on there to make it easier to pull those out. Or it looks nice when like you have those ribbons or whatever you tie to this hanging out from your journal, because if the journal page ends here and then this hangs out, it just adds to the decoration of your whole journal. So this is my little pocket tutorial. I hope you liked the idea, and let me know if you make some. Also let me know if you have any other ideas for what you can use these for, and I will link this in my description below. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!